Welcome back to Photoshop. Today we'll be looking at how to retouch this photo on the screen. Alright, so first of all, thank you so much for everyone out there trying to support the channel. This is ASA Studio channel for music producers and photographers. So here we are in Photoshop and we're trying to correct the photo, the image you're actually seeing. So this is an image of a very cute little child that just get back to. All right, so I've actually edited this photo in Capture One, so I'm just going to dive right into what I did. As you can see, the image, the mother is actually trying to balance the head on the basket with a lot of soft rope, and you can see her hands there, but they're trying to let the baby stand alone in the basket instead of making her hands show. So I carried the image to Capture One first of all, and then I adjusted the skin tone. If we zoom in, you can see that some part of her face, his face is actually fair, yellowish, this part of the nose, and this other hand looks like another color, which is like reddish or magenta in color. All right, so I took it to Photoshop. First of all, I edited it in Photoshop. I removed the mother's end from the photo using content aware and so many other tools like the clone stamp tool, the patch tool, and then I also use the clone stamp tool and the patch tool to also carry some of this, copy of the basket and the wooden wrapper to cover our end. So now these are the image actually look. So you can see that I actually removed the mother's end and took a lot of process, but notwithstanding, I actually made it a little bit possible. So if you see, you can see the color of the mother's end on the bleeding of the mother's end color on the head. So we just try to do some photo manipulation there, and then here we are with the image. So you can see before and then you can see after. So now the reason why I actually fill in some places with this um, cloth or rope, what is it called, is because I want the baby's head to be balanced. Because if I actually remove the hand, you see the baby's head won't be balanced because this space will be just an empty space and the baby's head might just drop according to how you will interpret the photo. So now this is what we want to edit, do some frequency separation. I also corrected the skin tones. You can see the skin tones. I actually chose the yellow one because I felt like that's the one that actually fits the green in the background. So now let's dive right into what we want to do with frequency separation. So I'm just going to drag this one above, and then we start with the frequency separation. So normally what I'm going to fix, just a little dot right here, and then blend the little skin tone that we have. So this is how to do the frequency separation. I'll duplicate twice, and then this one is for reference. This one, I'm going to turn this one off, rename this one color, and the one above, I'm going to rename it texture. And so let's go on. Turn off the texture layer, select the color layer, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then we're going to blur the image just like so. So let's bring it down a little bit, like 4. Okay, so just because the image is actually small, we can leave it there and click on OK. Then go to the texture layer. I'm going to rasterize this one. I'm supposed to do that before I apply the blur. So now let's continue. Turn on the texture layer. I'm going to rasterize it too, and this time around go to image, apply image. Now we're subtracting it from the color layer, blending mode, subtract to just copy everything right here, your frequency separation, and then you can see that we've actually separated the texture from the image and the color from the image. So on the texture layer, just go to change the blending mode to linear light, and then we're back with our image. I'm going to group the two together, hold down Control or Shift, then group them together. So this is our frequency separation. I'm just going to name it freq separation. So this is what we're going to do. For the texture layer, you're going to use the clone stamp tool. For the color layer, you're going to use the mixer tool brush. So for the we are working with the texture layer first of all. So this is what you are going to do with the texture layer. You hold down Alt to sample a place close to what we want to remove. Let's say we want to remove this one. You hold down Alt, sample somewhere close to it, and then left click, and then go over it, and then left click, and it's going to remove that. Take note on the texture layer. So I'm just going to look for more blemishes or just spots we need to remove. So same thing like this. I believe this picture have lesser blemish, lesser, yeah. So just kind of fix places it actually need fixing. All right. So we don't need to do too much. I believe there is not enough, not a lot of blemishes or spots we need to fix. But okay. So you can take your time and then fix things, but I'm going to stop here. Let's blend the color. Click on the color layer, select the mixer tool brush. I'm going to decrease the size of the brush, and then I'm just going to blend the skin tone just like this, and not too much. Ctrl Z, go back, and then blend it again. So have a uniform skin. Like I used to say, take note of the highlight, because once you lose it during this process, you give yourself extra work when doing dodging and burning. So I'm just going to blend the skin just like so. And as you can see, I'm paying attention to the highlights also. So just small, and then that's why I advise some people to get pen, touch pen instead of mouse, because you might, when selecting, you can just select somewhere outside, and the pen just gives you accurate way of editing. So I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to see what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to do something like that, and then we'll stop there. So just blend a little bit, nothing to do really much. All right, so this is where we're going to stop. So now let's see with frequency separation and without frequency separation. So you can see just a little adjustment. I see some place here, so I'm just going to adjust that also like this. Okay, and adjust this one. You can always go back and come back, checking what you're actually doing. Let's see how before and after. I feel like that place hasn't blended enough. Okay, now we're good. You can also blend the forehead if you feel like the colors are matching. Something like that. Okay. All right, so let's see how before and after. So we have this as before, then we have this as after. So this is where we're going to stop. This is how to do frequency separation and after retouching your photo. And also you can also check on the background and then fix things in the background. So I'm just going to come to the texture layer and then click on the blue stamp tool and then sample somewhere, and then I'm just going to fix the what we have on the background layer. So just like so, and then over, if you have dirt on the background, just like all this. All right, so I'm going to stop here. Find the video helpful, like the video. If you want to get notified when we post videos or tutorials, hit the notification buttons. And for those of you that are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel grow and helps us post more video. All right, see you in our next video. See you in Photoshop again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. Once again, this is ASAS.